Hi everybody and welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison and today we'll be going over the markets. The marketplace today just seems much more buoyant. There's much more positivity over the last couple of months within crypto, but it's just building up to a kind of crescendo just now, and it seems like the start of something big. It feels like kind of 2018, back in April 2018, where everything was starting to pick up again, or between February and March, April 2018. It's kind of got that feeling again. We're starting to get excited about crypto again, starting to get excited about the markets, the altcoins, Bitcoin, Ethereum. It's got that kind of feeling about it. I'm thinking it's going to build up until the Bitcoin halving, and then it's going to come down a wee bit, go up again, and it's just going to build and build and build. And I don't even think the institutional investors are in yet. I still think they're waiting on the sidelines, a lot of them, but it's going to get bigger. 2020 seems to be gearing up to be a really good year for crypto. That's what I feel just now. Okay, I'd like to thank everybody in the free group. There's more and more members joining the free group. There's a link down below to join that as well. So thank you and welcome to everybody in the free group. Also the premium group, we're getting new members in the premium group as well. I'm getting more and more inquiries about that as well. So welcome to everybody from the premium group as well. Brilliant to have you here, and I love your support as well. So thank you for all your support. It does help the channel. And with all the hours of research that I do with the 10-minute spotlights and kind of looking at the charts and doing the news stories, it does help the channel as well if you're to join the premium group. And just to give you an idea of the premium group as well, so this is something I just posted in the premium group this morning, and it was just to say I just want to highlight this project. It's a hidden gem in plain sight, and it's for Band Protocol. Now, Band Protocol looks to bridge the gap between decentralized applications and real-world data by ensuring that data is both valid and trustworthy through economic incentive using decentralized oracles. So very quickly, I just want to highlight this one to you as well, because I think this could be 100xer, but I'm going to say a 10x at least this year for 2020 for Band Protocol. They use oracles. You probably know of the best project that uses oracles is Chainlink, and this is very similar to Chainlink as well. So if you think about Band Protocol and Chainlink, for example, on the blockchain smart contracts, you do not have access, or they do not have access to real world data from the outside without having a layer 2 solution and without it being centralized as well. What Band Protocol do, what Chainlink are doing as well. So they've got something called oracles, which are able to communicate with the smart contracts or with the blockchain in a decentralized way. So real world data, when we're talking about real world data, I'm really talking about, say if you want to know football scores, if you're doing betting or something on the blockchain, you need to know kind of what the football scores are every second. For example, if you're going to do the lottery, if you're going to do flight information as well, anything at all you can think of that requires real world data, even like the temperature outside. So if you're doing something on the blockchain where this is just an example where your temperature in your house is automatically going to come down as the temperature outside rises, just to save on electricity and stuff like that. The kind of applications for this are just mind-blowing when you think about it, and Band Protocol are at the forefront of this as well, and it's only a 6 million market capitalization. So this is what I put out to the premium group this morning. I'm sharing it with you just now because I've already given it to the premium group. I'm not doing a 10-minute spotlight as of yet on Band Protocol. I've got 2 to do this week for the premium group members, and then I'll put them on YouTube. But this would be a big one for me, and I actually managed to buy it yesterday, so it's in my best interests for Band to go up, but I bought it for exactly the reasons I'm sharing with you today. So that's why I'm kind of sharing it with you as well. And obviously I want it to go up, but this is a long-term hold. We're talking for a year or two maybe to realise the real potential of this, but they've got partnerships already. They've partnered with a lot of companies and projects already. So have a look at Band Protocol. It's a hidden gem in plain sight, and I say that because it's on Binance just now, and everybody's just kind of ignoring it just now, and it's going to be huge. This is going to be huge, trust me. Band Protocol is going to be huge. So with that said, let's jump into the markets just now. Okay, we have a market capitalization of $295 billion. Again, it's gone up. Bitcoin dominance stayed the same, roughly about the same, 62.4%, which is good. Bitcoin price going up. The altcoin prices are going up as well. Make no mistake, this is the start of something big for 2020. It feels totally different, and it's a good feeling. Even if Bitcoin comes down, even if Ethereum comes down, if we take a dip in the market, it's all good. It feels totally different this time. It's not fear. There's no kind of fear there. There's a little trepidation, but it's not the same. Okay, so who's the winners and losers? We have Icon up 28%, ABBC Coin 27%, DX Chain 17%, Maker, Centrality, Tezos all up in double-digit greens this morning. And what's the percentage? We have around about 90% in the green. This is in dollar value. And we've got about 10% there. We're not including the likes of TrueUSD, Paxos, etc. They're stable coins. So Monocoin down 18%, Wax down 15%, Swipe down 5%, Verge down 2%, minimal. Okay, let's jump over to Bitcoin just now. So where are we at just now? So a couple of things happened. We have the crossover, which I showed you yesterday. This is a golden cross that's been confirmed. Now that is a confirmation. We've got the confirmation candle there yesterday, and it's starting to go up again. We're at 10,156 here just now. You can see that price clearly. And we're still in this now. I was talking yesterday about this ascending channel. So this ascending channel, and I said we need to get back into that if it's going to stay within that structure. Now, it is within the ascending channel structure. So to me, this is extremely bullish for Bitcoin because we're back in that. It's using that line here, the bottom line here, as a support line. So we could see a move up towards 11,600 or so over the next couple of weeks, I would say. So this could be the start of the move. We can see here it's a couple of touch points and we're back within the structure. So we could see it moving up towards the 11,500 range. Okay, another thing as well is we've got this strong resistance at 10,500. And if we kind of zoom out, we can see here that is a clear historical resistance as well. So 10,500, but over the last few days, it's touched that a couple of times. Now, normally what happens when it knocks on the door of a resistance line a couple of times, at some point it is going to break through it. So if we come up to 10,500 again, come back down a wee bit, and then touch again, I think we're going to break through the 10,500 and then onwards and upwards to 11,200, then 11,600. So normally, with the resistance line, as I said, if it touches it a couple of times, knocks on the door, it gets rejected, it'll knock on the door again, get rejected, knock on the door again, rejected, and then it'll just break through, it'll just go bugger this, and just break through that resistance line. It's the same with support lines as well. Normally, usually 3 or 4 times if it knocks on the door of a support line, it will break on down to the downside as well, but we're knocking on the door of a resistance line, and I think it's going to break through it this time as well. So look out for that over the next couple of days as well, going to be quite cool. So the Ethereum chart. So what we've got here, we've seen the crossover, we've got the golden cross for the Ethereum chart as well. A lot of people are not talking about that, the 50 MA going over the 200 MA, which is fantastic. Done that over a couple of days ago. It was 16th, 17th February. We're still above this line here when we broke out of this symmetrical triangle, still above that, and probably in fact we'll take that out because that structure is no longer in place because we have broken out of that. So what we're looking at here, we can still see round about the 380 level, we've got this major resistance line for Ethereum. So I reckon we're moving on up towards that just now. What we've also got, which we're just seeing over the last couple of days as well, is a new structure of this ascending channel, similar to Bitcoin. So we're moving on up. We've got loads of touch points for the support line here and a couple of touch points for the resistance line here in this ascending channel. So it's looking good for Ethereum to rise up to the 320 level, might come down a wee bit, and then kind of hopefully by the end of February, we're going to break up to this $380 level. So I reckon that's what's going to happen within the next couple of weeks for Ethereum. Okay, let's look at a couple of news stories. 3 reasons to be bullish on Ethereum right now. So Bitcoin is back in 5-figure territory, but it's been Ethereum in the driving seat. Since it dipped earlier this week, Ethereum prices have regained 16% to top out at $285, according to TradingView. The asset has made 120% so far this year, which triples the gains of its big brother, which is fantastic. So they've got 3 reasons here. This is from Bitcoinist. Low price from the all-time high. All-time high, if we remember, is around about the $1,600 level. So it's 80% down from its all-time high. So there's so much changing in Ethereum just now. We've talked about the structure, and we've talked about the blockchain itself, talked about Ethereum 2.0. So much changing with Ethereum, and yet it's 80% down from its all-time high. So fundamentally, things have shifted big time. This year is going to be a huge year for Ethereum as well. Is it going to get to its all-time high? Of course it is. It's going to get back up to that $1,500 level, I would imagine, by the end of the year. I'm going to say at least $1,000 by the end of the year. But if I'm being really honest, in my personal belief, I think we're going to see the all-time high by the end of 2020, back up to that $1,500, $1,600 level as well. So low price from all-time high, which is a good thing. Ethereum 2.0 Hopium as well. During late 2019, Ethereum was under fire from all angles for delays in pushing Serenity out and Muir Glacier fork, which extended a difficulty bomb. Developers were frustrated, investors annoyed at the prices and went down to 120. But now there's renewed optimism because everything's starting to change for Ethereum as well. And Serenity kind of coming out, staking, lots of things going on with Ethereum just now. And 2020 is going to be the year that all kicks in. Ethereum use cases as well. So a burgeoning DeFi market has reinforced the notion that ETH is the money of the internet as if becomes the foundation for this new financial landscape. There have been a few hiccups with DeFi this week, but all new technology goes through teething pains, so this is perfectly normal despite what Bitcoin maximalists say. And ETH is also being increasingly used in the crypto gaming industry, which we looked at yesterday, and as a standard platform for non-fungible tokens, NFTs. We've spoken a lot about that as well. Notwithstanding the claims of rival platforms such as Tron and EOS, Ethereum is still the industry standard for smart contracts and decentralized applications. So it's looking extremely bullish for Ethereum just now. Tom Lee in the long term, Bitcoin could achieve a 100x increase in price. So on Tuesday, February 18, Tom Lee gave an interview during which he presented his outlook on Bitcoin. So this was an interview with Woods. And Woods then asked Lee what he thought about those parabolic bulls who have come up with a Bitcoin price forecast as high as 250,000 and 500,000. And Lee came across as the most bullish he's ever been on Bitcoin. He says, I think in the long term it's possible because today's Bitcoin transaction activity is twice that of PayPal and 7 times that of Discover Network. Bitcoin's been around for 11 years, has never had a single fraudulent activity on its blockchain. $5 trillion of activity, not one single fraudulent activity on its blockchain, which is quite amazing when you think about it. I thought that stat was pretty amazing as well. IRS invites cryptocurrency advocates to March summit. So with the 2019 tax season upon us, the IRS is leaving nothing off the table. Cryptocurrency holders are looking for ways to avoid reporting failures on their returns, and the agency has noticed. So topics under discussion at the summit include regulatory guidance and compliance, preparing tax returns, issues for cryptocurrency exchanges, and technology updates. Each panel will last 90 minutes and feature speakers from the government and private sector. I think that'd be a good one to go to just to get some clarification if you're in the US, obviously. Okay, Bitcoin halving is not priced in, says Lolli CEO Alex Adelman. So Lolli CEO Alex Adelman recently opined that the upcoming Bitcoin halving wasn't priced in during his interview with CNN's Julia Chattery.
The whole point about financial markets and the way these things work is the moment you know something's going to happen, the price adjusts. So if it's less than 100 days, the moment that halving was mentioned and everyone understood what it was, the price would adjust. Is the halving already in the price, the impact of it already in the price in your mind?
I personally don't think so.
Why?
Because there's so many. Bitcoin has only reached a tiny percent of the population.
We don't understand it yet.
People don't understand it, and I think that the institutional capital is still being set up. Like, you know, when I talk to my friends on the other side, like we're on the consumer side, we're making the easiest on-ramp. But when I talk to my friends that are in the deep institutional side that have the, you know, billion-dollar hedge funds, they're still like waiting. They're still like deploying, like ready to deploy capital. And I just don't think that it has been priced in yet. I think people want to see what this first halving, because this is the first halving after the run up in 2017. We have no context of what happens when the masses now understand what the halving is. So potentially in the one in 4 years, we might see something more priced in. Right now, I just don't think that there's enough savvy investors out there that really understand what is priced in, what's not, and what it actually means.
And I think he's made a great point there about the halving not being priced in just now because people don't understand it at the moment. So this time round, it's not been priced in, but in 2024, it probably will be priced in because more and more people will know about it, more and more people will understand Bitcoin and they'll understand the halving as well. So they'll know about it. So it will be priced in 2024, meaning that if it goes up to $150,000 by 2024, it'll probably not go up by that much when the halving comes, when the halving date is announced. So I think that's a really good point. I thought it was actually a really quite a good interview from Alex Adelman. So take a look at that. I'll post this link down below as well. I think it's a good one. Biggest threat to Bitcoin revealed in new poll. So this was a poll. Stock to flow model creator Plan B recently tweeted a poll where he asked Bitcoiners what concerns them the most. It appears that the lion's share of them fears a regulatory crackdown in the United States. So here we have the poll from Plan B. You can see Mnuchin, draconian law, 51%. This is what people fear the most. Next one is futures manipulations. And the others, I'm not going to explain. And Craig Wright, legal patent, 4.9%. So not many people are really bothered about that. But Mnuchin, we've seen a couple of interviews with Mnuchin as well.
To say you're not going to use something, we wouldn't even use cash then, because cash is laundered all the time and used for nefarious That's all we've ever used for nefarious activities, and we certainly had plenty of them.
I don't think that's accurate at all. That cash is laundered all the time. We have the strongest AML.
There's been a lot of nefarious activities historically, and it's never involved Bitcoin. So obviously, it's been pretty successfully done with cash. That's all I'm saying. Unless you think there hasn't been.
I don't think it's been successfully done with cash. I'll push back on that.
I just think he's a bit of an arse, to be honest, because he doesn't understand what Bitcoin's all about. And I've seen, oh man, you just have not a clue what you're talking about. But he's in power. So we have to be careful of and look out for Mnuchin as well, because he's in power. He's got a lot of power. He's not in power, but he's got a lot of power. Okay, this is another news story. Bitcoin, 727 billion annual investment flow can beat Visa next halving data. So Bitcoin is already processing 1% of the world's GDP, and the number is growing by an order of magnitude every halving cycle. So according to statistician Willie Wu, who analysed data from monitoring resource coin metrics, Bitcoin's investment flow is 727 billion annually. That's it, in and out. So the number is almost 10% of payment processor Visa's transaction volumes each year, and Visa processes 8.8 trillion in transactions per year. So it's coming, it's getting up there, 10% of it. Next year it's going to be 20%. Year after that will be 40. Year after that will be much more than trillions of dollars we'll be talking about. Also, small wallets hit record highs. The impressive statistics come as fresh highs in the number of low-balance Bitcoin wallets suggest that more and more private investors are experimenting with cryptocurrency. According to Glassnode, there are now more wallets than ever with a balance greater than or equal to both 0.01 BTC and 0.1 BTC as well. So it's looking up. Things are looking really good for Bitcoin as well. Okay, I want to give a shout out to a YouTuber. I've done this, not YouTube. I want to give a shout out to a Twitter user called Oddgems. I'm going to put a link down below. Oddgems has some brilliant calls. I do kind of hidden gems. I look for hidden gems and I kind of research hidden gems as well. And this guy, just fantastic. I'll definitely give him a follow on Twitter and join his group as well. I just think he's got some brilliant calls out there. I'm going to show you a couple that he's done. So he's got this chart. It's a bit like the Moonwalker. I've showed you to Moonwalker as well. I'll definitely follow him as well, but I've kind of highlighted him. In fact, I'll highlight him after this. But he's got this out, and he's got all the ones that he thinks are hidden gems just now. And there's a lot in there that I've got as a hidden gems, not because of all gems, but because we're doing kind of similar research as well. He's got Band Protocol in it, Divine. So at the top, Immortal, he's got Ultra, Chainlink, VeChain, TomoChain, Engine, Quant. Brilliant picks. Divine, he's got some of the ones I've been speaking about. Thorchain, Love, Band Protocol, Matic, iExec, Constellation we've got in there as well. One Ledger, I've just kind of spoke about that or invested in that as well. And Elrond as well, I think is up and coming. So definitely give him a follow and check him out. I think he's brilliant. Also, I spoke about him before, but you need to give a follow to this guy as well. Does amazing research, and he's got something similar. I think it was Odd Gems that kind of got it from to Moonwalker as well. This kind of, I'll just kind of put this up. So he's got Diamond as VeChain, so we need more in the Diamond stage. Constellation as well, he's got in Gold stage. Coty, which I've spoken about as well, which I've done 10-minute spotlight, done a 10-minute spotlight on Constellation. And I've found a lot of hidden gems because of Tim Moonwalker as well, and because of this chart. Brilliant research, brilliant stuff he does as well. So definitely give him a check out as well on Twitter. Okay, I just want to give them a shout out because they do some amazing research. Okay, that's it for now. Thank you very much for joining me. Really appreciate it. If you like these videos, remember, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time a video comes out. And on your way out, hit the like button as well. Really appreciate it. And join the premium group as well, and also the free group if you want to kind of get in touch with the group as well. We're growing all the time, so it'd be brilliant to have you in either the premium group and the free group, or both if you want to join. Okay, until next time, namaste. Take care. Bye now.